What's going on? Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna record this video. I'm gonna send you a link. This is the page with all the monthly paying stocks that pay dividends. All right. These are the company ticker. That's what and that's the name of the company, and then the percentage right there. All right. Some of them pay pretty high now. It might be risky on some of them, so you have to keep an eye on it. So obviously there's going to be a video up here, but I'm going to show you how you can do a quick research on what these companies are paying. So if you go to Google, we're going to start with the HRZN dividend. Okay, so if you do go to Google and type this, obviously I'm on a computer, I'm not on my phone. So if you have a laptop, you can do it. And look for this page, NASDAQ, where it says, let me go back. Look for this page where it has all these numbers like this, all right? Because I'm going to show you a trick. You click on it, and this is the Horizon stock. They also pay monthly too. I actually have uh, some Horizon stocks. They pay every month. So obviously, I'm talking about Horizon right now, right? But this is what you can do. See how they pay every month here: January, February, December, November, and so on. And then they give you the yield. But right here, you can see what they're paying every month. Okay, and they also have a record date. All right, so a record date is you gotta have the stocks 1 or 2 days before the record date, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and then they'll record the date, and then you'll get paid on the following month for whatever you have here. Okay, that's how they're doing it, I think. But just as long as you have your stocks before the record date, then you'll get paid on the following month on this day, so you can know when the dividends is coming. That's why I like this website. Now, what's the trick here? Okay, if you come up here to the top, okay, as you can see, this is the URL. All we want to do is change the ticker, which is the company. These four-letter words. It could be 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. So when you come back to the page, you just click here and you copy this, the ticker, and you come up here, copy it, come up here to this top, and just see how it's highlighted. Hit Control V on your keyboard, and hit Enter. Now, this company will pop up, which is this one. It says 19.74%, which that's what it is right here, 19.74%. They pay 10 cents every month. Now, you need to be careful. Like I said, some of these stocks might be still going on a downtrend. You need to look out for that, not just because they're paying 10 cents. I mean, it could be if you're doing it for long-term investment, if these companies bounce up, then it might be good. A lot of them are in real estate and stuff like that, but that's how you find out what they're paying monthly, every month, the record date, and also the paying date on all these. So as you can see, this one pays 19.74%. The price is only $6 for a share, which is it's a it's a it's real great, right? But if you go to TradingView, you can see that some of these stocks have been downtrending for a while. And just so if I go to charts, this is what I use to track all my stuff, anyways. But let me come up here and type in, or actually paste, which is this one, New York Stock Exchange, which is this one, which would be 596. Right here it says 607, so it's been going up a little bit. But if we go zoom out to the weekly, you can see that these stocks have been going down for quite a while. At one point, I mean, let's go to the monthly because it's been coming down. That doesn't mean that they're going to go down forever. But I think this will actually be a great time to buy because momentum has been picking up while the price keeps falling. Eventually, we can come up above this red line. I see a gap right here. You zoom in. Price never came to this candle. It's kind of like a gap. It just took off and never got filled back up. So I see it coming to $45 in the future. And then you see how this has like a wall here. Like if I go, let me show you. If I put a horizon line in here, or even a box. Let me get a box. I mean, of course, it's not gonna do it overnight. It might take a while, but if I do like a little box in here, see right somewhere in here. Well, I mean, we can go to the bottom of this candle. Let me see. I mean, we can go here in this whole candle. It's like a floor right here that it just shot right through. So it needs to come back and touch the bottom of this box, or go in the box itself, or maybe even come back to the top. So eventually it's gonna come up at some point back to $45, $46. But the company needs to have something good going in its favor. Right now, it's just been downtrending forever. But it came down at one point at $62. So can you imagine in the future, 5, 10, 15 years from now, you're buying the stock at $6 right now? Of course, nothing's guaranteed. Don't take this as financial advice, but it could go down to nothing, or it could bounce out in the future. That's why you keep an eye on your stuff. But that's how you keep track of pretty much what each one is. Here's the next one, ORC. If you copy, once again, you come to the site, and then right here on where it says stocks and dividend, between stocks and dividends, just highlight or you can even delete, and then hit Control V on your keyboard, which is paste, and then once again, you go to this one, and then if there's any history, there it is. They do pay monthly. They pay 16 cents. But if we go look on TradingView, ORC, Control V, hit enter, these stocks have been going down for a while. So they probably have potential to keep going down. Some of them will have a little rebound. You just got to keep an eye on it, where you don't want to. I mean, like I said, if you're holding for the long term, you want to buy low, because this is pretty. I mean, at one point they were up here, right? See how this candle came down and this came back up to fill this candle? That's what's going to happen on the other. This one came up to fill this candle. This one came up to fill this candle. So eventually it will come up to these two candles, because there's nothing to fill these two candles. They just continue going down. This price has potential to come up to $19 or so, somewhere in here, and then maybe come down again to a double bottom, maybe up to the top. But that's what you look for, these gaps, and you try to make sure they come at least fill half of the candle or most of it. That's how you look for gaps. But that's that one. Like I said, I put all these together. There's a lot of them in here. I mean, if I scroll down here, of course, the lower you get, the cheaper the percentage is. I found this information online. So the ones that pay the most are at the top. You just have to keep an eye on them to see what will be the best time to buy, or if you're gonna hold long term. But everything's risky in the stock market, so I recommend you be careful. Now this is one of the ones I have, Horizon. I also have AGNC. I don't know if it's up here or down there, but that's another one I have. This is another one that I heard is pretty decent, but they only pay 4.5. So I think the other one I have is like 10%. It's got to be up in here. See, Horizon is one of them. AGNC is the other one. Right here, AGNC. This one's pretty good too, I heard. But like I said, a lot of them are mortgages. Some of them might be risky. I mean, look at this one, PRT. We come up here, Control V, hit enter, and then it'll show you the dividends. Yes, they're paying. I mean, you can go back and look. This company started paying dividends. It used to pay 35 cents in 2018. Then it went down to 16. So this one jumps all over the place. So I mean, as low as 1 penny. So sometimes just because they're paying 8 cents now, that's not guaranteed they'll pay the same in the future. You just gotta keep an eye on it. See if it's worth it for you. AGNC though, it's one of the ones that I have. And what I like about AGNC, if I come up here again, Control V, hit enter, and it shows you the monthly. Oh, you can do the same thing for all of them, and just see which one have a consistent pay. That's what I've been looking for. As you can see, 12 cents. If we go back, it's been at one point they were 16 cents, so they did drop down to 16. They were 18, but I mean, you're talking about this was back in 2019, maybe because of the pandemic. See, 2020, then they started switching down. So I don't know if the pandemic has something to do with it. Maybe in the future they'll go back up to 16, or maybe it would just keep going down. Because at one point it used to be 20, it used to be 65, $1. So they were paying a lot in one. So 20 cents. So slowly it's been coming down. So if it goes down to 11 or 10 cents, you can always pull your money out or whatever after a while. Because I mean, it is 12%, almost 13%. So I mean, as long as the price don't drop too much, um, maybe it's been dropping because of the markets. You never know; they're paying less to the investors. But this kind of thing you look out for. Let's see it down here. Let's look at this one real quick before I end the video. Come up here again. Just repetitious. Control V. You can see right here. This one, I don't know. It jumps all over the place. Uh, this one, it seems like it's not paying monthly though. Well, let me see. Payday 342. So it's been jumping around. 12. They had two. Maybe that's supposed to be January, February, March, April, maybe. Maybe something. Yeah, over here it says payday. They're paying every month. Sometimes twice. Twice, and this one, I don't know why, but it just jumps all over the place. They do pay 13 cents at the moment, but sometimes they go down to 2 cents. So this one I'm not too. I try to stay consistent. Uh, make sure they stay pretty much the same all the time, or maybe increasing, or maybe just holding to the same amount of monthly that they're paying. Like, see this one, 13, 13, 13, 13. And they're coming down, like I said, maybe because of the pandemic, 2019, 2020. A lot of companies did suffer, but they were paying 15. At one point, they were paying 6 cents. It bounced a little bit, 21 cents. Um, so, I mean, this might be a decent one. You just have to look at it. I mean, if we look at DX, so we come over here. That way you can see whether they're uptrending. DX. It must be this one. Yep, Dynex Capital. Dynex Capital, that's what it says over here. On the, yep. So that's a stock exchange. Once again, there's a gap right here. I always look for gaps. The gaps have to get filled. There ain't no way that they're gonna leave this gap in here. So another thing I see on this one, I'm actually gonna buy this one for myself. Let me go to the weekly. And they're probably gonna have, as you can see, price going up, momentum is going down a little bit. Maybe we should wait on this one a little bit. On the daily chart, it is up and uptrend a little bit because it's been going creating higher highs, higher lows, but it needs to break this zone. If it breaks this zone, it could go higher. It needs to break this 200 moving average, which if we look at the 4 hours right here, just breaking it right now. This has been going an uptrend, but it's been coming down for a while. That's why you want to see moves like these, where it's going above the 200, the orange one. And the way I set up these charts, I have 3 moving averages, the 13, the 40, and the 200. The 13 gives me the short trend, the 40 the medium trend, and the 200 the long trend. So if I go to the daily chart, you can see if everything is above the 200, you could have bought this and just, this is back in Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, October the 20th, the 27th of 2020. You could have hold this stock all the way to somewhere, even if it came down a little bit, to June of 21, and you would have had all these gains. Maybe sold it. Once you see it coming across, if it would not hold, you could have sold right here. And I mean, if you can see it just went down, you didn't have to buy it again. But you can tell You can ride these short trends like this. Like right here, went over. You could have wrote the small trend up. Once again, there was a gap in here, so it came down. I look for gaps. Right here was another gap. If I zoom in here, it was nothing but red coming down. So what did price do? It had to come back and fill this gap right, especially right there is a gap, and that's where we're at right now, filling up that gap. So you look for gaps. See, like right here, we had a gap. It shot up, and then it come down. But see, there's a gap up here too. So this has potential eventually to come up to these levels, which is $16. So I mean, if you can ride a small train while making some monthly dividends, that's what it's all about. So if you like this video, I'm gonna put this video on top of this page. Like I said, do your own research. Be careful. Stocks are risky, and don't risk more than what you cannot afford to lose. All right. Bye bye.